on GMA with Chelsea Clinton. It's Women's History Month, and she's here to talk about a big expansion for her She Persisted series, featuring several new books and authors. So Chelsea, thank you for being here with us. I love this series because you wanted young girls to see women who have worked really, really hard to live their dreams, and now you're teaming up with other authors. So how did that come about?
That's right. Well, thank you, Michael. I'm so happy to be here. I'm always happy to be with you. And I have to say, I particularly enjoy speaking to fathers about empowering young girls. And so with Opal Lee and the extraordinary kind of authorship of Sheila P. Moses, you talked about kind of women who never give up. I mean, Opal Lee worked for decades to make Juneteenth the national holiday that it is today. And so we want young readers, girls and boys alike, to realize that sometimes you have to work really hard and really long for your dreams to come true, but it's always, always worth the effort.
So that's what made you think that Opal Lee was a perfect fit for the series?
Absolutely. And so I love seeing kind of the picture books that were the beginning of the series, and now by the end of the year we're going to have 35 chapter books out in the world. And it's just been a joy to partner with so many extraordinary authors like Sheila P. Moses or Kekla McCune, who we've worked with a few books on, including Simone Biles. It's a favorite in our house, and we're definitely reading in advance of the Olympics coming up this summer. And just to work with extraordinary women to tell the stories of extraordinary women gives me a lot of joy, meaning, purpose, and persistence.
And 35 books by the end of 2024. Naomi Osaka's another one.
Right.
How do you decide who gets highlighted, who gets featured?
So it's an ongoing conversation, including with our kids, like, the stories that they wish they knew more about, the women that they're really inspired by, the extraordinary team at Penguin, and now the dozens of women authors that we've been able to work with and who they really want to kind of lend their talents and their voice, their words to elevating and kind of bringing more into the conversation with young readers.
And you mentioned, your kids. So you have 3 kids.
We do.
So they have some input, like, Mom, I really want to know, what do you know about this person or that person?
They definitely have some input. We're very into space in our family right now. And so spend a lot of time talking about Sally Ride and many of our extraordinary women astronauts, and some men too. And I have to say, one of the kind of great joys of being an author and now being part of this series with other authors are when my kids read books and they'll say, like, Mom, did you know? And I'm like, I did know, but I love that you're discovering this. Oh gosh, I even made the crew laugh. And that's so fun to me, like when they're discovering things and they're so excited to share that with me.
And like Opal Lee's story, it's about resilience. It's about fighting through obstacles. And are you hoping that these young kids who read this book find their own resilience through this?
Of course. I mean, we hope that no child has to go through what Opal Lee went through, particularly when she was a child and her house burned down and the extraordinary amount of racism and discrimination she had to kind of persist through in her life. But we hope, too, that these stories really do feel universal, because we're all going to have challenges in our lives. And I hope that young readers can think, well, if she made it through this, I can make it through whatever's my challenge at school, at home, in the schoolyard, the community, and maybe I also can change history.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure reading these books as a young kid, it kind of prepares you for what's going on in the world now.
Totally.
And as a parent, if your kids are reading this book, it probably makes it a little bit easier for you to talk to them about what's going on in the world now.
Completely. So our kids are 9, 7, and 4. Our 4-year-old we just try to, keep alive. Because he's a really energetic munchkin. But the 9 and the 7-year-old definitely are, aware of what's happening in our city, in our country, our world. And it helps to have stories of people who've, been fighting climate change for a long time, or working to help us understand the mysteries of space, or to make our world more equitable and just, to talk about what's happening today in the small moments that they may be navigating at school, but in the bigger moments that we're navigating as citizens.
Yeah, I understood my kids knew a lot more than I thought that they would know at certain ages. And so you have to have that dialogue and that conversation with them.
Well, and my kids will say, like, Mom, can I ask you something? And I say, you can ask me anything. Because often it might be, something like that they want as an extra dessert. I'm like, well, it's not the weekend. But I hope that by saying, like, you can ask me anything, or they're like, can I tell you something? Like, you can tell me anything. That when they have big questions about things that might be scary or disorienting to them, we've had that established dialogue and trust for the small things in life to be able to talk about the big things.
Tell you what, I absolutely love it. And if I have any questions, I'm calling you myself.
Anytime.
Just to let you know.
Anytime.
But Chelsea, I love when you're here. I love what you're doing with this series. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
35 books by the end of 2024. I think you're doing a remarkable thing,
Thank
a
you so
remarkable
much,
job.
Opal.
Thank you so much. She Persisted. Opal Lee is out now. So make sure you go and pick it up, and you can shop for it on our website, goodmorningamerica.com.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.